Here is a section on writing your title and abstract for a research paper. So this is no big deal, but your title and abstract are really, really important. You might think of them like a packaging on a box of cereal. So if the packaging is like this first image, no one's even going to open it. No one's going to try it. They don't know what's in it. So they're just going to leave it sit. Likewise, no one is going to read your paper if the title is vague and the abstract is unclear. So you need to have a really clear, precise title and a good summary through your abstract. So here you can see that when someone searches out, a certain topic, I searched out the word ostracism, you can see what appears as the title. And so if someone just titles their paper ostracism, no one will know what it's about. So you have to be really careful with this. So the title has to tell exactly what the paper is about. It should include your dependent and independent variable with some idea of what relationship you are seeing or predicting. And you don't need fluff, just the facts. So here are some examples still using that search of ostracism. So here we have ostracism increases automatic aggression, the role of anger and forgiveness. So from this title, I can tell that they're maybe suggesting that aggression is increased through ostracism, but anger versus forgiveness produces a different result. So I know exactly what they're looking at. Seeking solitude after being ostracized, a replication and beyond. So I know what's happening here too. They're talking about when people are shunned, they tend to try to be alone. And I also know what kind of study they did. They replicated an earlier study. Being ostracized versus being out of the loop. Redundant or unique protectors of variance in workplace outcomes. Here I can see the question that they're asking. They're wondering if being out of the loop is the same as being ostracized in terms of the outcomes in the workplace. Ostracism breeds depression. Longitudinal associations between ostracism and depression over a 3-year period. And so here again, I know that being ostracized or shunned can lead to depression, and they're finding this in a long-term study over 3 years. So just some examples of titles. You'll see each of these has this colon. You don't have to have that, but it can be nice to have this short little title first and then explain what the study is after. So take your time with your title. And next, your abstract. So your abstract is just a concise summary of your entire paper. So you don't write it till you're all done. It'll be about 150 words long, and you have to have at least these 5 sentences. An overview of the topic in question, a summary of previous research in the area, or more like a statement about previous research, a summary of your hypothesis, method, and participants, a summary of predicted results and implications, and a summary of further research you would recommend. So let's look. So here's an example abstract, and I've color-coded each sentence in the abstract kind of with what's up here in the list. They're not precise exactly, but it says this study examined the effects of playing violent video games on young men's tendency to respond aggressively to situations and whether the effects are the same when watching violent gameplay or violence in films. So overview of the topic and the question. A review of previous studies found a link between violent video games and aggressive attitudes may exist, but the differences between watching and playing violent video games have not been examined in depth. So here's the gap, as stated through the previous research. We propose to use a between subjects design to test the hypothesis that male college students randomly assigned to playing video games would have more aggressive actions than those assigned to watch gameplay or watch violent films. So, summary of hypothesis, proposed method, and participants. If the hypothesis is supported, it would enhance the existing body of evidence linking video gameplay with aggression by adding an experimental conclusion. Summary of predicted results and implications. Further study would then be needed to investigate this link in habitual game players as opposed to casual or non-gamers. And so this is the summary of further research. So this is what yours might look like. And this is all I have for you. I hope this little video was helpful.